Are we live yet?
The music is going.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's been the type of week that requires after-work libations.
Oh, totally.
There we go. We're being so quiet.
Oh, wow.
I'm
just making sure everything's working. But they
waiting
can
for
hear us.
Mike to give the cue. Quiet on set.
Yeah.
They can hear us out there, though. If anybody's joined yet.
I don't believe you.
Oh, okay. It's still not going. Are we going? Live unstable on Twitch. Why is the Twitch? Nope, now it says offline. Oh, Twitch. I don't know what my problem is going to Twitch lately. Don't understand it.
Isn't Twitch one of Amazon's companies that are kind of suffering? Didn't they lay off a bunch of people recently?
They sure did.
Oh, no. That's no good.
Twitch is one of those great ideas that gathers like a huge audience, but they have still yet to know how to efficiently make money off of it. Amazon, that is. I mean, plenty of people that are using Twitch have been making money, but...
Yeah.
Is it they just don't have the advertising, or?
Well, the advertising, I think in the long run it just brings in pennies when Amazon spent a whole bunch of capital buying Twitch. It's, really yet to like grow and pay off like they had hoped. And I mean, that's the case with most social media. Even, I think they say like YouTube is like not as profitable or just like barely in the black.
Oh. Interesting.
It's that fickle thing of the internet. It brings together a whole lot of people, but that's not enough for them to make, the bundles of cash they thought they were promised when spending millions of dollars on these companies. Billions of dollars, actually.
Billions and billions.
Matt, is that your Discord sound playing?
Shouldn't be.
Somebody. I don't think it's mine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's start this. Let's start. Okay, we're live. Hi, welcome everybody. Gaming Mike here, along with AC Gamer and actor Matt, for some Jolt. It's been a month. So here we are. It's been exactly a month to the day. It's a Wednesday. Sometimes we do it on the weekends. Sometimes we do it during the week. You never know when Jolt's going to happen, because neither do we. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm good. Well, getting over sickness.
Well, I hope you're feeling better. Matt went traveling and caught the bug.
Yeah. Yep, sure did.
Feeling better, though? Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Excellent. So, what have we got today? We have a whole month's worth of stuff. We got celebrity deaths. We got all kinds of news that I can't remember now. No Man's Sky update. We got trailers. We got movie trailers to talk about. Lots of good stuff. We got Ghost of Yote we can talk about today. Plenty of stuff. Simpsons tapped out, went away. Did you hear about that one? Did you ever play that one?
I did.
It's going away. They're putting it to bed.
They stole my whole $5 I think I spent on that game.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's It's the Discord I opened in the browser. That's what's making the noise. Here, let me mute it. There. I think that should be better. Thank you. Sorry for blaming Matt. Anyway,
Hey,
we got all
Toker.
that to talk about. Toker, welcome to it. Thanks for joining us. We got Natashi over there on Kick. Thanks for joining us on Kick. Glad to have you wherever you're watching from. We're streaming to all channels today. Gaming Mike's channel can be found on all the major streaming platforms. Whenever I'm live on this channel, you can find it everywhere. You can go to gamingmikeschannel.com to find all the links. Watch wherever you like. Where should we start, gentlemen? What's the big news? What do we got?
Oh, man.
What do you want to start with?
Well, I think Matt, before we started, was telling us all about a cool little vacation he took
You want to
to
tell us about the world?
a magical little place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went on my honeymoon. I got married and went on my honeymoon.
Hooray!
Went out. Yeah, hooray! Went out to Disney World. Had a blast. It's huge. It's way bigger than Disneyland, obviously. And hot, muggy. We were struggling with the heat for a while. But, I mean, we got to see a whole lot of cool things. We went to all the parks. And then we
Oh, no. Oops.
which was pretty cool. Yeah. So I built my own lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. Oh, I gotta make sure that I'm.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. That was super fun. It's got the green kyber crystal. So
The best color of Kyber Crystal. Best
yeah,
color.
you just say that because it's your favorite color.
Yes. That's how you
Um,
determine those things.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, learn some things for next time if we ever do go back. Learn some money saving tips and stuff like that. I love Beauty and the Beast, and we got to go to the Be Our Guest restaurant, which was absolutely incredible. They serve you a 3-course meal in what feels like Beast's castle, so that was pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could have been one of these randos on these image search results, for all we know.
I could
It's
have been.
practically your vacation footage right here.
I wasn't in the grand ballroom.
Oh.
We were in Belle's room.
Oh, Belle's room.
Yeah, I really wanted to be in Beast's room, but we were in Belle's room. But yeah, it was beautiful.
Lovely.
So with being
Yeah.
Disney, what kind of like interactive things could you interact with? Like, was there like a talking spoon when you were eating soup? The spoon talks to you.
Did any dressers do any dances?
No, I was hoping that the wait staff would come out and do a dance or something, but they didn't. I did get gray stuff, the gray stuff that they talk about in Be Our Guest, and it was delicious.
That's great stuff.
You know, in the song "Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest," try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Oh
Don't
my
believe
god,
me,
they
ask
made
the
gray
dish-
stuff.
Yeah, and
Do you know what the gray stuff was?
Yeah, it was basically just food colored whipped cream is what it tasted like.
It's just gray.
Oh.
It's just gray frosting on stuff.
It was just
Okay.
gray
That's
whipped
not.
cream.
That's not as weird as it sounds when you say it. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, and Beast did show up
Oh,
and
wonderful.
walked around. Yeah, walked around while we were eating. Yeah, that was probably about the only interaction you got. In Beast's room, there is the rose in the jar that you can look at while you're eating, but not where we were at.
Wonderful.
Too bad.
Beast
Yeah.
didn't send you to the tower,
Nope, he didn't send me to the tower.
screaming in your
He just-
face.
Nope.
I want that experience, that abusive
Right.
domestic relation.
I want the Stockholm syndrome, damn it.
Now tell me more about this dangerous weapon they let you make. Did you need any training for that? Did you need a license for that? Did you have to register anywhere?
No, I just the night before I went on to my Disney World app and made an appointment and just showed up, and they they did this really cool ceremony that you're not allowed to film, although some people have filmed it before. I'm sure you can YouTube it and see. But they did this really cool ceremony. I got to pick the parts that I wanted to build. There was like 8 different types of lightsabers and that builds, and then within that 8 there was 2 different types, and I kind of went for Old Republic style.
Nice.
Yeah.
The green one.
Well, the green kyber crystal, but the look of it is more Old Republic style with the gold and the silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To bring it back to video games, aren't a lot of the parts that you get in Disney are also in the Jedi games?
There are a few that are in the Jedi games, and in fact, I think my lightsaber has a few pieces that are from the Jedi games. There wasn't, like I said, there wasn't as many is in the Jedi games because there's like 20 or 30 different types in the Jedi games, and this was just 8, I think. So not as much, but I mean, it was still there was 4. There was 4 different types, and then out of those different types, you got to pick 2, and more limited than I thought, but I'm still happy with my lightsaber.
Yeah, I wonder if they like switch those out every now and then. Like, this season's Jedi pieces.
Yeah, every time they put out a new Star Wars show, they put out a new batch of lightsabers.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Matt.
Uh-oh. Hold on, let me check. Nope, yeah, he's all disconnected. Here he is. He's back.
I don't know what happened there.
Hello.
Hello. What were you saying, AC?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I wonder if, like, they switch them out every now and then. Like, this is, like, this season's, lightsaber parts.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know that the kid next to me, he got, like, nature. He picked the nature stuff, and it was really cool because he said that he made a Wookiee lightsaber, and I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
Is it was very, if a Wookiee had a lightsaber, that's what it would look like. So
Nice.
yeah, it was fun.
Were there very like this is like very obviously evil parts?
Yes. I forget what the ones that they had. It was like I think mine came from protection and duty is what it was called, and then there was like power and destruction was one of them that you could get, and it was very, very clearly dark side, and there was a few people that took from that and you could see there's quite a few red lightsabers when we were making them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can't resist. I don't know. I don't think I could resist. I'd probably get a red one, to be honest.
Yeah. If I was younger, I would have been red lightsaber, but
yeah, Matt's past his red days, his Sith days. His
He's
Sith days are over.
He's domesticated now.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I've got the balance of the green lightsaber.
There you go.
Well, cool. What else was your favorite part of Disney?
Oh man, with Disney, not Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom was incredible. That's where Pandora was, and Pandora was incredible. I don't know how they got that stuff to look like it was floating, but Pandora was really cool. I think we enjoyed a lot of the slow rides,
this floating thing.
Hang on,
showing to you.
Yeah. That's it right there.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It was in the Streamlabs and all of that was paused. Yeah, it looked so cool. And they have a Na'vi river ride that was really cool, and we liked a lot of those, like indoors, air conditioned, slow, not much going on, relaxing music. that was the rides that we did the most because we're old and we were on our honeymoon.
Pretend this lady is Matt. This is what it was like for him.
Yeah, that is exactly.
Sounds
Just that lady.
right.
That looks pretty awesome.
It was. It was a whole experience. Like if you ever get the chance to go down to Florida, I would recommend when it's cooler, if there is a cool time in Florida. Or we saw these. We didn't get them because we just didn't have time. But they have these fans on the TikTok shop that you can hook on your belt and it blows up your shirt. If we would have had those during that trip, it would have been so much better. And in fact, we saw some people with them and they just seemed like they were having the time of their lives. But we had the cooling rag and we bought one of those fans with the squirt bottle at Galaxy's Edge. And we were just dying. And until we got to Universal, where they have cooling areas, which we thought was pretty cool, which were like areas that were just fans everywhere, and it was shaded, and you could just sit there and cool off for a while. And we thought that Disney needed to steal that idea from Universal because that was really cool.
I'm looking for these fans that blow up your shirt, but I'm having trouble finding them.
But yeah, tried butterbeer for the first time at Universal. It's delicious.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me mute this guy. Mute. Then I'll play it. Is this it? Oh yeah, look at that fan that blows right up your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks fantastic. Now let me get off TikTok real quick. I was on TikTok too long. They're gonna get me. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good trip. We had a lot of fun. I mean, we got sick our last couple days there. We were starting to feel it. And then on the plane ride is when we really felt it. Came home and we were just knocked out for the last week since we've been home. We've been pretty much in bed. But it was still a good time.
End of your trip.
Yeah. At least it was at the end. I hope not. I don't.
I'm gonna call the police if you are. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Is Matt a super spreader? Just kidding. I'm not gonna search that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I have a movie-related vacation story.
Oh yeah, tell me all about it.
So I was in Colorado recently and went to the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. And if you don't know, the Stanley Hotel is the hotel that inspired The Shining.
Yeah. Look at this place.
Yep.
It's huge.
So it's famous for one. It's just like a really, really old hotel. It's really cool. Very like the decor inside is really beautiful. Everything's gilded. But I went on a specific tour that was all themed around The Shining.
Excellent.
And Jack Nicholson was there?
He was kind of there.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
So so it was sort of like a historical / ghost themed tour, because the founders, his name, he was part of like the Stanley family. His first name slips me, but he and his wife were very interested in the occult. He was good friends with Houdini, who he invited there all the time, and his wife would hold seances in the wine room. And so, who knows, some kind of bad juju might have been going on. We heard a story about a maid who accidentally lit a fire in a room that had a huge gas leak, and it blew her through the floor.
Yikes.
Oh, man. Like, blew her down through the floor or blew her up through the floor upstairs.
blew her down because she was on the second floor.
Oh man!
Miraculously, she apparently survived and lived to be in her hundreds.
Yeah. Well,
So I guess you know.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, and so that kind of spawned this rumor that that particular room, which was 217, you might know where I'm going with this, is they would only allow women or married couples to stay in that room. I guess out of like respect of this, you know, maid who was very much like one of the head maids, like very well respected and in charge. So for some reason they didn't allow single men to stay in that room, but Stephen King, when he went up there, like in the 70s, I believe, he insisted on staying in that room because, you know, he wanted to see what the big deal is with all these ghosts and stuff. And he says that night, the first night he was there, he had like the single worst nightmare of his life.
Thanks.
He had a dream that he and his entire family were staying at the hotel, and that his son was being chased around the hallways of the hotel by one of those old-timey, you know, fire hoses, like fire protection that they had. And that's a scene from the book that made it into it didn't make it into the Kubrick movie. But anyway, so yeah, this isn't where they filmed the Kubrick movie, but they did film the 1990s miniseries starring Steven Weber.
Yeah.
I don't
remember that.
Yeah, if you've ever watched that, it's kind of just like a longer version of the story, and it's I haven't watched it in a long time. I kind of want to watch it again, but it's full of like not like bad 90s CGI kind of stuff. But
that's kind of the best, though, isn't it? The bad
Brian
90s
from
CGI.
Wings.
Yeah.
I can't ever not think of him as Brian from Wings.
Oh yeah,
He'll always be Brian from Wings to me. But he was creepy in it. But it was made for TV Stephen King for sure.
Yeah. So they filmed that at the Stanley Hotel. I mean, the Kubrick one was in Oregon. The exterior of it, and like the actual inside was, you know, a soundstage.
Oh wow!
Like they do.
But the cool thing about the tour that I went on was at the very end, they take you to the caretaker's home, which is sort of like a guest house outside the main hotel. And they decorated it with several pieces from the Kubrick movie, including the bathroom of room 237, because it was different in the Kubrick movie, where, you know, Nicholson goes in and he sees, you know, the naked lady in the tub.
Yeah.
And so you can, it's like an exact recreation of that room. It's so cool. And to top it all off, they have a safe in one of the rooms that holds the axe that Jack Nicholson used to break down the bathroom door with Shelley Duvall inside.
Oh, that's cool.
They kept that axe, huh?
Yep.
Francis, welcome to it. Speaking of the axe in the door. Appropriate emoji usage.
Johnny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really fun experience.
Nice. Just in time for spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky season.
When did you do that, AC?
Just a few weeks ago.
While you were getting married.
I think when you were on your honeymoon, I was there basically.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
There you go. I didn't go on any vacations, did I? No, I didn't go anywhere. I haven't been anywhere.
That's okay.
So, no
vacation
stories.
in your mind.
What?
Vacation in your mind.
Yeah, vacation in my mind. To somewhere, I'm sure. What should we talk about next?
Well, we have some articles.
Yeah, where should we start? You want to talk about this Baldur's Gate stuff?
I would love to talk about the Baldur's Gate stuff.
I know you would. Well, I'm bringing up the article, but what did you read about it? Tell us what's happening in Baldur's Gate, Matt.
Well, from what I read in the article, with the new PlayStation patch, the PC version obviously has gotten these patches and stuff, and there's been mods with PC because they get it first. But my PC is old and dying. Excuse me. So I can't really I can't play Baldur's Gate on it anymore. So I have to play on PS5. But now we're getting mods.
Oh boy.
And some of the mods give you bigger parties, which is cool. Or it could be a hindrance. There's a new playable race. There's a bunch new classes. Basically, one of the things I love about modders is they're turning it more into actual D&D.
Yeah.
So that when I can't play D&D with my buddies, I play every Saturday, but sometimes I get the itch during the week, and so when I can't play D&D, well,
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
There's salves for that. So when I get the inkling to play D&D during the week, I can play Baldur's Gate, and it's becoming more and more like D&D, which is just awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, Toker. This article says they're coming to PS5. In fact, this article came out yesterday, and so mods are coming to PS5. Well, they came to PS5 starting yesterday, so that'll be cool.
Mods for everyone. Nimrod, good day to you as well, sir.
Yeah.
Fancy 5 game-changing mods to get you started. Adjustable party limit by Pixel Bytes. We got Underwear of Rituals by Zelfos. We got Underdark Dice by Ellie Greenart. Nice.
Dice is a big deal for
Kuotoa Playable Race. A whole playable race in the mods by Gonzalo Marcos. Wow. And Mystic Class by Zevo. A whole class. Okay, that's fun.
They've got a bunch of different classes. They've got the Mystic class, but they're adding a bunch of different classes, which is cool. I would like to see how far they go with that and how far they go with the subclasses. My last D&D campaign that I played a Drake Warden Ranger, which means you can have a dragon, basically. If they were to bring that to the game, it would be just nuts and awesome.
Dragons in the Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, I know, right? Who'd have thought?
Damn dragons. What is this, Game of Thrones? What is this, House of the Dragons? Ayo.
Ayo.
Take that, popular television show that I have nothing to do with. Anyway,
yeah, it was just no. You're okay. It was just a quick article I saw that I really liked. That it piqued my interest amidst the other articles that I saw.
Well, hey, speaking of which, if anybody ever wants to share any articles with us to talk about on this show, Jolt, feel free to throw them in the Discord, the Gaming Mike Discord. There's a link in the description wherever you're watching that'll get you into this Discord. You can share articles with us. We'll talk about them here too. Like that one, Baldur's Gate 3, patches. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
What else we got this week? You want to go into Dragon Age since we're talking about dragons?
Oh, sure.
What about the Dragon Age? What's happening in Dragon Age?
Oh, we haven't had a new Dragon Age in forever, and so a lot of the BioWare people are super, super stoked to have a new Dragon Age game. These are the same guys that do Mass Effect. They did the original Knights of the Old Republic. These are some great, great, great games. Dragon Age has got a huge cult following. I don't know if it's considered a cult following, but it's got a huge following. And this is just the newest installment. I haven't read too much on it because I don't want spoilers. And unfortunately, nowadays, if you read too much of the article, you will get spoilers.
You're gonna get spoiled.
Yep. So I've been staying away from it, but it looks gorgeous. This trailer looks beautiful. You can always fight dragons in Dragon Age. I mean, it's kind of in the name. But this one looks like it's going to be epic dragon battles. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Oh, yeah. I hope that
this dragon looks nasty.
Yeah, I hope they stick to. hope they stick to some of the classic gameplay that we had in the old Dragon Age, but I know they're going to update it. I know they're going to try new things. Just hopefully they don't go overboard. When I watched this particular trailer, it did look very similar to Dragon Age Inquisition, which is nice. They're not straying too far. So, yeah.
Pretty sweet looking screen. I'm just scrubbing through the trailer here without playing it so that maybe I can avoid the copyright problems.
Right. Yeah, it did look like a pretty sweet battle when I was watching it. So, Dragon Age fans.
This is like the menu while you're in combat. That looks wild. But
Yeah.
I bet it's fun to get used to.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying is that's kind of a little bit like Dragon Age Inquisition with that menu. A little bit more in depth, but at the same time, it does remind me of Dragon Age Inquisition. So hopefully it'll be a success. I know I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it because it's a BioWare game and I buy them all.
Yeah, you going to stream it?
Sure.
You have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Otherwise, this lady will look at you like this. Are you still seeing it? Are you still seeing the screen?
Yeah,
good.
She's angry.
Yeah, she was mad.
And she's looking
this
right
looks
at me.
really cool, though.
Yeah, and if I remember right, you've played some of the Dragon Age games back when we were living together, and I had my PS3.
I played one of them, and I never got super far, and I never finished it, but it's in my trophy list. It's one of my oldest games on my trophy list, and I've looked at it. I've thought about going back to it and playing the game for real. October 31st. Oh, that's coming out the end of the month.
Yeah.
Well, who doggy?
Right?
That's something. That looks pretty sweet. That looks pretty sweet. It looks like Nimrod is digging it.
I got a couple of honorable mentions, and then I'll shut my mouth, and you guys can talk about what you guys brought. There was a couple of other articles that I put in the Discord. There's the Castlevania complete playlist of all 55 games that were on, or Castlevania games that were on all the systems.
Yeah,
I would love to do all those 55 games. That would be like, it's my favorite game series of all time. So it'd just be awesome to play all 55 of those.
Even
5 games?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at some of these, and are you even including the Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest Tiger electronic version?
Ooh.
I don't think it. Oh wait, no, I don't think it's in there. I'm looking as Mike's scrolling through, and I don't think it's in there. But yes, that was one of the ones too. If I could ever get that, that would be sweet. But yeah, if I could go through a lot of these I've been playing recently, especially Symphony of the Night. That's my favorite of the whole series.
That was the one on PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. That was a great game.
Nimrod, it says, Mike, if you scroll up to the top, it says how many hours it would take to play all those. Because Nimrod asked how many hours would that be. I think it...
55 games, 367 hours to beat. Why are we going...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm zooming the wrong way here. Is that visible on the stream? Not quite. There you go. 367 hours to beat. 55 games. But I mean, what do you need, like, all the systems to play this?
Oh, yeah, and some of them are on Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Yeah, so... I mean, you can get a lot of these on the Switch. You can get a lot of them through PlayStation, but some of them you'd have to, like, hunt them down.
Toker asked about Dead Cells. That is on the list. That is
on the list. Yeah. Super sweet series of games. And then the last thing I brought, not to spend too much time on old Castlevania games, but The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 is out now. It's done by Critical Role, who is... I love them. They play D&D live every Thursday, well, almost every Thursday. A lot of my favorite voice actors... Ashley Johnson was the voice of Ellie in The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. Laura Bailey is the voice of Jaina Proudmoore in World of Warcraft. Like, these guys are big voice actor names in the video game industry, and they play D&D. And their first campaign they did was Vox Machina, and everybody loved it so much that they turned it into a cartoon that Amazon put out, and they're now on 3 seasons of it. So I haven't watched all 3 seasons yet, just because it's on my list of things to watch. But I'm excited that they keep putting that stuff out, and I hope to watch season 3 soon. That's all I got.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. Who's your favorite character in Vox Machina?
Probably Scanlan, just because I love a bard.
Wrong. Grog. Grog is the favorite. You are wrong. Scanlan is second favorite. You are in second place with that pick.
Okay, well, everybody loves Grog.
Yes, 31% of people love Grog the most.
I think it's because everybody loves Travis. He's the voice actor that plays Grog. Every time Travis plays D&D, or he does a Critical Role, everybody loves his characters just because he's just awesome, and he puts a lot of effort into the characters that he plays, so that's probably why.
Well, favoritism exists everywhere and in all things.
Yes, indeed.
Excellent.
That's all I
Vox
got.
Machina. So that's season 3 is out now? Is that
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Sweet. Maybe we should pivot into what's out now and what we're watching then. What have you? What say you?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Rings of Power, AC Gamer? You want to talk about Rings of Power?
Yeah, I'm finally caught up. I caught up this weekend.
Oh, you did? Okay. So
Yep.
I don't want to skip right to that most latest. What did we talk about? Episodes 1, 2, and 3 last time?
I think so. We got up to Pombodobadil go.
Tamba Pamba Bill. The Tamba Damba Bill.
Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, that's right. Where's an episode by episode breakdown real quick? Or what's happened? What's happened since Tom Bombadil? Help me remember while I try to find a kind of a breakdown.
It's funny. It's funny because a lot of it for me has been blending together a lot. So I don't think I can name a specific episode where things are happening, but just like certain character arcs.
Yeah.
So a lot of what's happening now are sort of events that we saw in flashbacks of the Shadow of Mordor games. It's Sauron disguised as the giver of gifts, Anatar. Anatar. He tricked his way into Urgion, where Celebrimbor is, and he was so jazzed about creating the 3 rings of power that seemed to be working like a charm for the elves, and so he was convinced that in order to save Middle-earth, to preserve it, let's give some to the dwarves. Make the 7 dwarf rings, which they give to Durin's father, Durin III. And long story short, the ring, it's able to save their world. They're currently in Khazad-dûm, but it's kind of making him go a little off the deep end. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's as they described in the Fellowship of the Ring when they visit Khazad-dûm, is like, the dwarves started mining too deep and greedily.
They dug too deeply. Yeah, too. I forget how the quote goes, but yes, they're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
too far.
So there's 7 dwarf rings.
Yes.
That what you're laughing about over there?
Yeah.
Mike Young, welcome to it. Glad you're enjoying it as well. It's not finished airing, Nimrod. There's one more episode to air. I believe it comes out tomorrow. They're coming out Thursdays, right? I think they're coming out Thursdays.
I think so.
So I think the last episode is tomorrow. Yeah, so time to start watching, Nimrod. If you start today, you can finish tomorrow. That'll be great.
Yep.
Yeah, 7 dwarves, man. And Galadriel is Snow White. Obviously.
Obviously.
Just kidding. I don't think she's even met the dwarves, has she?
Not really. She hasn't really had any interactions with them. Elrond is the one he's best buddies with Durin the Fourth.
There's
but anyway,
Durin.
Yeah. But anyways, that's what's going on in there. For any more, they have a few more like Lord of the Rings connections. Like they showed like the building of the special door that they used in the Fellowship of the Ring to get into Castle Doom.
Yeah, speak friend and enter. They even
Kinda,
did like a friend pun allusion to it.
Because, that was kind of cementing like the dwarf and elf, like, being allies at that time. But yeah, I think, a lot of everything seems to be focused on Celebrimbor and Sauron. And just
Celebrimbor though, oh my God, in this most recent episode when he finally starts to realize everything. What's the actor's name? Who's playing Celebrimbor here? He's fantastic. I don't know his name. I'm looking it up. Charles Edwards? Is that our guy?
I believe so, yeah.
Charles Edwards? Show me his face. Wow, look at him when he's not Celebrimbor. Anyway, he's fantastic. I'm loving him. I want him to be in more things, and I don't know. Like, I like the Celebrimbor character because of the Shadow of War series, the video games.
Yeah,
That's what made me like the character. But this guy playing Celebrimbor as it's all happening and watching him break and be twisted and I don't know, realize how he's been manipulated by Anutar Sauron. Oh my goodness, he's been putting on a hell of a performance. I'm loving it.
So, let me ask you this, fellas, because as I put in the chat, I still need to start watching it. It's on my Amazon to watch list.
Good.
Maybe I'll convince the wife to watch it tonight. Do you think that if this continues to be successful, they might do a series on the Shadow of War? Or would you want to see that?
100 of years. And also, kind of, I wouldn't want to because I loved the game so much. Like, let them be their own story, and do more stuff leading up to it. Sure.
Well, I think they did such a good job with The Last of Us. Amazon really does do well doing video game adaptations.
Wasn't Last of Us HBO, Warner Brothers?
No, it was Amazon, wasn't it?
No, it was Max.
Yeah.
It was on Max.
Yeah, it's an HBO show. Get out of here.
What am I thinking? Well, I watched it on Amazon.
Amazon's got The Boys, though, which has been really good. It's got Invincible, animated, really good.
I think it's thinking of Fallout.
Fallout.
Fallout. Yeah.
So
Fallout.
Good. Fallout was so good.
I think the problem is I don't know if they can adapt Shadow of War into anything else because that was like all an original story from WB.
Yeah.
Our main guy in Shadow of War, I forgot his name already. He's like a completely,
the Ranger.
Oh, what was his name?
They just kept calling him the Ranger.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he was a completely original character, but
yeah.
There's still plenty of like stories from the lore that they can adapt. Or they can just start, making some original stories. I mean, a lot of
what's going on. It's a big world, and they could do a lot there. Just go out, just give us some stuff out east, man. Just make it up. I don't even care. Show me the east. Show me the east of Middle Earth.
A lot of what they're doing now in Rings of Power is, lots of liberties taken, which is fine. But they are, we still got a new Peter Jackson movie to look forward to. Supposedly 2, I guess.
Wait, what now?
You haven't heard?
I think I have, but I'm trying to remember what it was.
It's the Hunt for Gollum.
That's right. Okay.
Which will supposedly bring back Andy Serkis and maybe Ian McKellen and Viggo Mortensen. We'll see.
Yeah.
I
They're
believe
gonna DH Vigo. They're gonna DH him.
I mean, it's something like that, or they'll cast him younger because it does like take place a lot of time before the Fellowship.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, no, that whole story is kind of just based off a few lines in the books, and they even made a fan film.
Really?
Called The Hunt for Gollum.
Produce it. Focus of the film will be understanding Gollum's mind by exploring his backstory and contrasting personalities. Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum is expected to be released in 2026. Oh boy. Oh boy.
And then plus we've got that animated movie. I don't know. Did we talk about that last time? And there's been a trailer since.
Oh, yeah. I think we did talk about it. What's it called?
The War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah. Oh, about the horsemen. Yeah. How do you spell it? War of the Rohirrim. There's a trailer? Oh, cool.
Yep.
Wait, I'm not going to play it. Can't play it, but it's Peter Jackson. We can scrub through it.
Yeah.
What's known about it?
It's it's narrated by Miranda Otto, who plays Éowyn.
Oh, excellent. She was great.
And I mean, it's so far very much from what I could tell, it's just like a very standalone story. With set in Middle Earth. I don't know like how much of a connection it will have to like the overarching story of the Ring, but
I mean, this is some time before that, right?
Oh yeah,
in the timeline. Oh, but look, a lady on the horse being heroic. Excellent. War of the Rohirrim. That's awesome. I'm going to post that up in the movie trailers thread over there on the Discord. If y'all want to watch that trailer in full, we're not going to show it here because of copyright issues. But there is a trailer out. I didn't see that one.
But yeah, just to wrap up Rings of Power talk.
Yes.
I mean, the latest episode is. I mean, if you loved the Lord of the Rings series for like the big battle sequences, then
this one was it.
They deliver it for you on the.
Yeah, how did you feel about this battle in episode 7? How did you feel? Yeah, I felt like it stacked up very well to like the battle scenes in the original trilogy movies.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it stacked up very well.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. It was edited great. So the battle sequences in Lord of the Rings are still really good. I think most of them hold up. The CGI is a little crunchy at times on some shots, but no, this one was really cool, and it's twists and turns throughout the battle. Like I think the drama carries through it. So,
how did you feel about the elven lady that we had only seen once or twice before getting Boromired like that? She got Boromir plus.
Oh.
She got Boromir plus. I mean, was it not like an obvious homage to that scene? And did they not like extra arrow her?
Boromir plus. How much?
They Boromir plussed her, man. Wait
how
till
much
you
does
see
she
that.
spend that? How much does she spend on that a month?
She's getting it free for the rest of her life because that was the end of her.
With those, as you guys were mentioning, those big battles, I do love those big battles. And my favorite big battle was in Return of the King with the elephants coming.
Great.
I watch it with the riff tracks on, and they do they do this little bit where they go 1, 2, 3. If you guys have never watched The Lord of the Rings with the riff tracks, I highly recommend it. It's the funniest thing I've ever watched.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mike, you liked that battle too in episode 7? It was great. It was great. I'm just catching up with the chat really quick.
Yeah, the Elven armies, like their armor looks pretty rad.
Yeah, I really liked that battle scene. I thought it was wonderful. Right up until, I mean, that final maneuver they did where they, got across the river without giving too much away. Just, I don't know, it built and built. And the dwarves. And I don't want to give too much away, but the dwarves, man.
Yeah, if I had to give just some criticisms of the season so far,
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think the arcs that are happening in Numenor, it's moving a lot. It's a lot slower for my taste, and I'm not really connecting with the characters there.
Numenor is the House of Dragons. It's going at a House of Dragons pace.
I guess so, yeah.
I thought there was going to be a lot more happening with Numenor this season, but nah, not really. You're just going to wait till next season. Unless episode 8 is all about Numenor, which I don't think it's going to be. I'm just spreading that out across seasons.
Yeah, I'm betting like it'll probably get a lot more interesting maybe next season if that's like they're going to show like what happens to Numenor eventually.
They've just sort of been there the whole time, but not really much has... I mean, I don't want to say nothing's happened, but it doesn't feel like a whole lot.
It's been pretty disconnected from the rest of the story,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, how in the Game of Thrones plots of like, it takes forever for like, Daenerys's story.
I want to see Isildur start becoming a badass warrior, He hasn't done squat. Isildur hasn't done squat. He's just been around doing, just showing up.
Yeah, him. And then I'm really intrigued what's going on with the Stranger and the Harfoots, but I don't think they've like really shown a whole lot about like of them.
I feel like that's all going to culminate in this last episode. The Stranger and the Harfoots. Something's going to culminate. He's going to. Well, he was given the choice: find your staff or go find your friend. And is she your friend or your destiny and all of that? I think we're going to see, we better see some sort of payoff for that in this final episode. Otherwise, I'm going to be kind of mad about it.
Yeah, and who the heck is this Dark Wizard? What's his deal?
Yeah, what about the Dark Wizard? Where are the Blue Wizards? Is he a Blue Wizard? A lot of people think he's a Blue Wizard. Here's a YouTube thumbnail that says so. They haven't said that yet, though, explicitly.
People are saying he's Gandalf, and...
Yeah.
They can only give certain hints because I don't think they're technically allowed to call him Gandalf, but but Gandalf never got his name. He was never called Gandalf, like in this time and age. He wasn't called Gandalf for like a very long time.
Wasn't he called Mithrandir or Mithrend? Yeah,
Mithrandir to the elves at one point, right?
Yeah, he has a ton of names. He's like Stormcrow. He's like his original name was. Ooh, that's the back of my Lord of the Rings trivia.
Ooh.
Let's see. Hang on.
Gandalf's original name. Oh, search. Olorin. Is it Olorin?
Yes, it is Olorin.
There you go.
I was thinking like Kuruzon, but Kuruzon is Saruman's original name.
Ah.
They had Valar names when they came.
Again, I have to say, AC, just like last episode, I love that you're so nerdy about this because you talk about Lord of the Rings the same way I could talk about Star Wars. And I could listen to you talk about Lord of the Rings for hours and hours and hours. I love it. It's great.
I'll make you a tape, that way you can fall asleep to it.
Oh, thank you. It'll be my going to sleep music.
Okay, so there's one more show that I've been watching that I wonder if you guys have started yet.
One sec. Mikey was saying he wasn't crazy about Numenor in the first early episodes. That's why he didn't like him. He also liked Tom Bombadil. I'm with you on the Tom Bombadil, Mikey. I love the character. I love that they put him in the show. We talked about it a bit last week, but it's been fantastic. And some of the earlier episodes and some of the Numenor stuff is really dragging, and I hope that they pick it up with that because I really like Numenor in the lore, and I want to like it more in this show. I want to like it more in Rings of Power.
My
Just
my
haven't
guess
done
is
much
that
with them.
my guess is that they're trying to establish them, so that when the inevitable tragedy strikes, it's a lot of a bigger impact for audiences.
Actually, you know what I'm thinking of though? The sea ceremony in this last episode was actually pretty awesome with Numenor. What's the lady's name? The Blind Queen. She goes into the ocean, gets
Muriel.
gobbled up by the freaking monster. That was actually pretty dope, that whole scene. I really liked it.
Yeah,
Muriel.
because
She sacrificed herself, and the sea monster decided she was worthy, right? Since everybody was confused about the eagle's message, since the eagle didn't talk. But then they had this ceremony where it's like, oh no, she's the chosen one because the monster didn't eat her, if I understood correctly.
I guess so, and she also she took the fall for Elendil. Originally, it was him that was going to be executed.
That's right. She stepped in and said, no, the law says I can do the thing instead of him, because he did it in her name. He did all the stuff he did in her name.
Yeah, and it was a judgment from the gods, the Valar.
Yeah.
And, that might tie into the fact that Elendil will become, like, the first king of the Dúnedain, who are, the last of the Númenóreans.
Blessed with long life. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that was some good Numenor stuff in the most recent episode. That was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, there's they released sort of like a compilation of stories, and it's called The Fall of Numenor. It's like a big history of, the Númenórean people.
This is the book?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I wonder if I'm going to check Spotify to see if it's a free audiobook I can listen to. Maybe
be.
Andy Serkis narrates that too.
Could be. I have it if you'd like to borrow it.
Hell yeah. I'll take it in physical form.
The tactile version of book.
Yeah. Okay, what else have you
Who
been
reads
watching?
books anymore?
Sometimes.
I do.
It just started, and I'm still on the first episode, but I started watching Agatha all along.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's talk Agatha. You're still on the first episode? What, it's only 2 or 3 are out right now, right?
I think it's on 3 now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. How are you feeling about it? What are you thinking about it? Share your thoughts with me. Tell me all your thoughts on Agatha.
I definitely liked it. The very beginning was a bit slow since I knew there was going to be a turn but I still thought it was pretty amusing how the first episode is. I mean, this isn't really spoiler, but it's kind of like modeled after like a True Detective.
Yeah.
Or
I like that they kept up with the theme of WandaVision of changing TV shows. They've been doing it each episode. They've been homaging another show, but it's not all like sitcoms like WandaVision was. Now it's Agatha's shows instead of Wanda's shows. So it's more like adult shows, but they're keeping up with that as like the through line of the theme of this show and WandaVision. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I like when they have fun with their TV shows, especially because they're lighter fare than the movies.
It does seem like they're going in a direction that's very like not tied to the greater I mean, there's obviously a really big tie to the MCU in the first episode.
Yeah.
But from what I know of like her story as a character, it's very much like divorced from most everything, even like Magic MCU, like Doctor Strange. She is like a villain that like comes in to like fight the Fantastic Four when they're just like, oh, a witch, we gotta fight.
It's Halloween issue. Let's fight a witch.
we need to find a scientific way to stop this witch.
It'll stop the magic with science.
What
about Deborah Jo Rupp though? She's fantastic. Give it up. She's the best at everything she's ever in. So that's enough reason to watch the show right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love Catherine.
She's the mom from that. She's the mom from that '70s show, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, Aubrey Plaza is in this show as well, and she's been great so far. She's only been in 2 of the 3 episodes. She wasn't in the 3rd episode.
She's like Agatha's like rival, frenemy, or something. I don't know because
I'll put my money on it right now. Former lover. I think
It's
they're former lovers in this show.
yeah. So yeah, now she's got this this teen kid who I guess is trying to be a witch.
Yeah, he's trying to learn the witch, but we don't know his name because every time he tries to say his name or talk about himself, nobody can hear him. He's got a sigil on him. A sigil.
So,
look, there it is on his mouth, right there. Look, right there. It's a sigil.
So he's probably got a recognizable name, I'm sure, which people online have been speculating. Could it be Wiccan?
Yeah, lots of speculation about who he is. He'll probably be one of the famous witch kids, I'm sure, which is fine.
Wiccan does make sense.
Yeah. Oh, also Patty Lupone here. Patty Lupone, right dead center in this photo. She's fantastic. She's been in tons of stuff. Like my whole life, she's been appearing in all kinds of things. She's great. I love seeing her in something. The whole cast has been really good. I've been really digging what they're doing with it for like a low-key, street-level Agatha waking up after WandaVision. The series picks up after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness when Wanda dies, or whatever happens to her at the end of that movie. This picks up like 3 days later or something as Wanda's spells start to wear off of Agatha. Because at the end of WandaVision, Wanda put Agatha under a spell that made her think she was still in Westview. Right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's where the show picks up. And Wanda's got to get her power back. I mean, Agatha's got to get her power back. She's got to get her power back.
She's got to get her groove back.
Because the other thing that they reveal is, which connects back to Doctor Strange, is the Darkhold is destroyed, and the Darkhold throughout the multiverse has been destroyed.
Yeah.
Like there are no more versions left, and that's where she originally drew her power from.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do now, Agatha? Can't wait to find out. And I hope Aubrey Plaza doesn't stop you. Just kidding. I hope she does, because then you're gonna have to fight, and that's gonna be great.
We'll see. Did either of you play Marvel's Midnight Suns?
No,
yes.
But I've been tempted.
Yes, I do.
Agatha's a big character in that, and in that she's actually a good person, or an ally. She's not evil or vying for power.
And that ties into the Critical Role stuff because Matt Mercer voices the male character of the character you play in Midnight Suns.
Oh wow!
Of course, Matt Mercer's in everything.
I know.
No
Mike Young says he
surprises
never
there.
watched WandaVision. Mikey, I say you watch WandaVision and then Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and then Agatha.
WandaVision
Spend
is
your
definitely
October.
like one of the better of the Marvel shows.
Yeah, WandaVision was great. And I think this is a good follow-up so far to it. It's not WandaVision season 2, but it kind of is, you know?
Yeah, lots of characters from the first season.
Just without the title character.
When it comes to these shows now that are, I don't know how we did it as kids watching these shows come out every week, like a new episode every week, because I don't know. I've just switched to the binge watching mentality now. I'm too impatient. Like once I see the end of an episode, I'm like, I need to know what happens next. I can't wait a week. I need to know what happens next. So I'm waiting with a lot of these. I'm waiting for the full season to come out so that I can just sit down and binge watch it and
that's valid
and be satisfied. So
I
haven't seen.
Part of what's turning me to the weekly watching is wanting to be caught up in case we do a Jolt. Actually,
see,
there's a few shows now I'm watching weekly, and I'm like, oh god, all right, I'll wait till next week for an episode. I guess I remember how this goes.
Well, it's funny because I think Netflix is like the only service that is still doing release the whole series at once because they started it, and then I think the newer services that came after followed that mentality, but I think they just want you on the hook. They want you on the string for longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
For their
That's
service.
exactly it.
If you make a show last 2 months, that's 2 months of subscription from everybody that wants to watch it.
Plus, that's more time people are talking about it too.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that just propels more hype. So
It just feels like the old ways.
And yeah, and
Gross.
you know, like you said, or we were talking about before we actually started the stream, we'd like to start doing this more frequently, at least once a week. So I'm probably going to have to start watching these shows, like pick a night of the week where I watch this show, that show, this show, so that I'm not sitting here silent like I have been most of this episode, just like, you guys
I
are.
mean, if we figure out a regular night of the week, it's easy enough to just have everything caught up by that day of the week.
Yeah.
Watch all that week's shows.
Yeah,
You
just
know.
go through and see everything.
If you want to see us do this show more often, say something in the Discord once in a while. And post and share your stuff. And tell us, hey, you need to do a Jolt. And tag us all in the post and tell us in the Discord. That's the way to get us to do it more. Bug us. Bug us about it.
any
Link in the
more
description for the Discord.
any more television news, or should we move on to video games?
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about the Penguin.
Oh,
I've been
of course.
watching that weekly
Okay.
as well now. Oh, wait.
I will be right back, fellas.
Okay, I typed in penguin and it showed me penguins. What did I expect? Colin Farrell in this suit, being the Penguin in Gotham. Batman is just not even mentioned so far, I think. They make reference, this takes place after the Matt Reeves Batman movie, starring Robert Pattinson as Batman. But it's Colin Farrell as the Penguin from that movie, carrying on after the events of that movie, trying to get power in the Falcone crime family, because Falcone died at the end of that movie. But Falcone's daughter's out of Arkham, and her brother died, and I'm not going to say how. And it's been very good crime mafia type TV. It's a really good, it's like Sopranos style mafia guy, except he's not at the top of the family. He's trying to get the power. So we're seeing him like struggle for his position in this crime syndicate while he's trying to also maneuver himself to be at the top of the crime syndicate by the time all his plans come to fruition. But his plans keep getting screwed up because he's not that great at it, but he's really good at weaseling around everything that screws up and still coming out better than he was when the episode started. It's been 2 episodes so far, and they've been real nice to watch. I'm really enjoying this series. There you go. That's my 2-episode review. No spoilers.
Gotcha. I heard that. I hear that Colin Farrell wears he wears a lot of prosthetics, but I'm told that he wears a very specific prosthetic. If I'm to believe my sources.
Yeah, I don't know how true that story was, but I heard that story. Oh, also Christine Milioti. Is it Christine? I don't remember. Anyway, this woman who we've seen in other stuff, she's been in The Penguin, and she's doing a wonderful job in her role. She's great. She's fantastic. I like her a lot.
She plays Sophia Falcone.
Yeah, she's Falcone's daughter, also known as the Hangman in the comics. She was a character in the comics. They call her that in this. Apparently she killed a lot of people, went to Arkham, but they let her out. Now that her dad's dead, she like swung some deal to get out. And so now she's also trying to get to the top of the crime family. The same crime family that the Penguin. So it's like those two, but he's trying not to let her know that he's trying to get all the power and be her friend. And she's like suspicious of him, but then she kind of needs him. It's getting real good. 2 episodes in, it's getting good. It's thick. It's thick. The plot is very thick and chewy. You can just chew on it. It's delicious. Like a big beefy steak, man. It's great. I'm really enjoying it.
And you're liking his performance?
I'm loving his performance. Mike asked if it's more reality-based in the chat. It is very reality-based. It's very not Batman-y. I don't think they've mentioned Batman so far. They've referenced the Riddler and what the Riddler did in the movie, because that was a big citywide disaster. He blew up the seawalls and flooded the city. So they've been talking about that for sure. But it's you can watch this show without knowing anything about Batman, and I think it would still be enjoyable. I think it would still be enjoyable if you didn't even know about Batman. I'll say. So
I apologize. I don't know if you mentioned this. So is this in the Robert Pattinson universe, and this is just a TV show? Okay.
It takes place right after the movie. It picks up right where the movie ended, but it's focused on Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and we haven't seen Batman. Maybe we're gonna see Batman show up in the last episode or something. I don't know. That would be fun. But it's not a Batman show at all. It's a crime. It's a mafia crime show, and it's.
Does it feel like Gotham?
It feels like the dingiest, dirtiest, crimiest city you ever heard of. So yes.
Well, no, I'm saying the show Gotham. Did you ever watch Gotham?
Oh! I saw some early first season. I think I watched the whole first season of that. It's not the same vibe. No,
Okay.
it's more grounded than that, more realistic than that one was. That one was a little CW, wasn't it? Was that a CW show?
No, it was on Fox.
Oh, was it?
But it was produced by the main guy who did the CW, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Greg
Like
Berlanti.
Arrowverse stuff. Because that one
Yeah.
to me felt like it was almost an Arrowverse type show, the Penguin, or that one, the Gotham show.
I
this
really
one,
like.
this one's different. This one's on a different vibe than that for sure.
Okay. Would you recommend it?
This one, 100%. Full.
But you have to
episodes
watch.
in, full endorsement.
You have to watch the Batman first, or no?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
You could not know who Batman is and still. I think you would still enjoy the show, even if you didn't know about Batman as a whole thing, as a concept, and you would miss the Robert Pattinson movie. I think you could still get into this if you like crime shows.
I do like crime shows. I do like.
Good stuff.
Nice. Yeah. The more I hear about it, I'll definitely. I definitely think I will check it out.
I think it's worth it for Colin Farrell's Colin Farrell. Yeah, Colin Farrell's performance alone, I think, is worth watching. You can't tell it's him. It's amazing what a transformation it is. You couldn't tell this is Colin Farrell.
Huh.
Do I have the right name? I feel like I'm saying his name wrong. No, I feel like I'm accidentally saying Will Ferrell, but I'm not saying Will Ferrell. But I'm saying Colin Farrell. I mean that. Okay, good.
Will Ferrell as the Penguin would be wild. That sounds like an SNL. That sounds like an SNL sketch that we'll do later this year.
Not Will
I would
Ferrell.
watch that. I would watch that.
The older Mikey gets, the more he likes evil main characters. There might be something to that, Mikey. They start to get more relatable. It's like, yeah, some people get out of my way. Not to sound too much like a villain. I swear. I swear I'm not. So that's the Penguin. Oh, and also one other thing I've been watching that I really enjoy. I've been talking about it for a couple years now. Because it's in season 4. Yeah, we're in season 4. Only Murders in the Building. This is Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. And they're fantastic. It's fun. It's a murder mystery every season. Every season is a fun murder mystery. It's Steve Martin and Martin Short. So it's hilarious along the way. The guest stars are fantastic. And Selena Gomez is kind of growing on me as an actress, even though she doesn't really move her jaw when she talks. I can't stop noticing how she doesn't move her jaw when she talks. It's a thing. I don't know what it is. I wish she would move her jaw more. I've watched. When she sings, she'll use her whole mouth. But when she's talking on a show, just sort of doesn't move her jaw at all. But other than that, the show is great.
I know what you're talking about there. I follow a gal on TikTok where she's just like, she just talks like this.
Just use your whole mouth. Use your whole mouth to talk.
Doesn't move. Yeah.
So yeah, Only Murders in the Building has been going strong in season 4. It's as good as it ever was if you've watched the previous seasons. Also recommended. That's on Hulu.
Okay. I was gonna ask because that is one that the wife and I have been talking about watching just because we love murder mysteries.
It's fun. I don't want to compare it to the movie Clue exactly, but it's fun like that movie was fun.
Oh.
It's fun like that. It's not like the movie Clue, but it's fun like the movie Clue was fun. As far as murder mysteries go and how they can be fun. It's got that kind of feeling, that kind of joviality to it.
I can see that. Well, I mean, look at who 2 of the stars are, so I could see that.
Yeah. Plus,
2 of the
Steve
3
Martin and Martin
amigos.
Short make it worth watching. Yeah, it's fine. It's great. It's wonderful.
I saw a preview of this latest season, and isn't Eugene Levy in this?
We got Eugene Levy. We got Zach Galifianakis, and Oh, Ava Mendez this season as the big guest stars. But also returning guest star Paul Rudd, who is great in season 3. He's back this season. And
wow.
Jane Lynch has been in most of the seasons, and she's fantastic. Yeah, really fun show.
Jane Lynch, remind me who she is.
Oh, here, let me pull her up. She's been in all kinds of stuff. She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was the boss at the store. Oh, wait, where'd the Jane Lynch go?
She was in Glee.
I clicked it.
Wasn't she in Glee and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, she was in Glee. That I think is where she... I never saw that, but I saw... She first came on my radar in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
Because she was hilarious in that. There's Jane Lynch. There she is in this show. She was great. She plays in the show Steve Martin's, who plays an actor. She plays his stunt double. She's been like his lifelong stunt double. Great.
Hi.
So, yeah, fun show. Only Murders in the Building. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. It's got my vote. And that's, I think, all that I've been watching. As far as new shows go.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything new.
Oh.
You
were on a honeymoon, so you have an excuse.
Yeah, I did. The wedding and the honeymoon and everything, it's just been stacking up. We haven't had time to watch stuff, but now that we're back, we've got a list of things that I have a list on my phone.
Nice.
But it's been good hearing what you guys are watching, because now I have stuff that I can be like, hey, this is what we should watch.
Hell yeah. What else we got this week? Oh, Mikey says congrats, Matt, on the nuptials.
Oh, thank you, Mikey.
The nuptials.
Yeah. Gaming Mike was the officiant at the wedding.
It's true.
I was very grateful to have him do that. It was awesome.
It was my pleasure, man. It was my pleasure.
Yeah. What did you ask before we started talking about the wedding?
Oh, what else do we want to cover today?
Oh, man, we talked a couple games.
We covered most of our articles. We got a few celebrity deaths. Should we talk about the rest in pieces?
Yeah.
Let's start earlier this month. We had, of course, you heard it, James Earl Jones passed away. James Earl Jones, who we all know from thousands of things, voice of Darth Vader, Thulsa Doom in Conan, and a billion others. Passed away earlier in the month. And then, we had Kristofferson just the other day, dead at 88. Passed away. He wrote a billion songs, Sunday Morning Coming Down. He wrote Me and Bobby McGee that Janis Joplin sang, which I learned the other day was the last song Janis Joplin recorded, apparently. I didn't know that. Yikes. Yeah. We had Kristofferson pass. We had John Amos of Good Times, Mary Tyler Moore Show, Roots, and many, many, many other things. Also passed away. And then, of course, Maggie Smith. Famous Miss Maggie Smith, our Wendy lady.
Yeah.
Our Professor McGonagall.
That was a rough one.
Yeah. Some real heavy passings this month.
So, I mean, just not to drag the show out, but I'd like to say a couple of, the first time, I don't really remember Kristofferson, I feel bad, and then the other gentleman that was in...
Kris Kristofferson was also in Blade, if you remember. He's been in a bunch of movies, too.
He was Whistler in Blade.
Was
he?
Yeah, look at his face. You know his face. You must know his face. Put him with this guy on the right.
Well, then I guess Blade...
Around with Johnny Cash for years. He was in a band with Johnny Cash
and
Waylon Jennings and one other, Willie Nelson. They were the Highwaymen. I didn't know that until the other day either. I didn't know they had a super group.
So I guess my first memory of him would have been Blade then.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
Maggie Smith, my first memory of her was the old school Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
she's
been around forever.
I think she was Athena in Clash of the Titans. I can't remember. She was one of the goddesses in Clash of the Titans, and just young and hair full of, redhead. Yeah, Maggie Smith. That was the first thing I remember her from.
Huh.
Was Clash of the Titans, and then of course James Earl Jones. My first experience with him was as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then Mufasa.
I put another one in the Discord that was just yesterday, but and it's a bummer for spooky season. But Ken Page, the voice of Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Nightmare Before Christmas has passed.
Oh man.
And it was, you can look up on YouTube just like a few years ago. He appeared like, Tim Burton will every once in a while do like a special, where he plays like all the classic things he's, composed. And there's one with Ken Page singing the Oogie Boogie song, and he sounded, even though it decades after the movie, he sounded great.
Nice. And
he's a Broadway legend. He was in Cats. He was in Guys and Dolls. He's a big guy on the the Broadway scene.
Yeah. Dang.
Well,
heavy month for passings.
Didn't they like Danny Elfman every year? Doesn't he do like a concert in L.A. where he tries to bring back the cast of Nightmare Before Christmas to do?
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Did I say Tim Burton? I meant Danny Elfman.
Huh.
Oh yeah,
Get it right or pay the price.
Sometimes they're the same person to me.
Right. Well, I mean, it could have been. I didn't know if Tim Burton did it, but yeah, because Catherine O'Hara, I remember. I saw something last year about her being up there, and she sounded the same too.
Huh.
Yeah, her, and then when Paul Rubens was alive. And, they sang the "Kidnap the Sandy Claus" song.
Right. I mean, they can't do that anymore now. Like, Danny Elfman's not going to be able to do that show anymore because everybody except for Catherine O'Hara is dead.
Watch your mouth.
Well,
careful.
I'm sorry.
Knock wood.
If she's dead next week, I blame you.
I'm
Matt.
so pissed off.
Well, and dang it, the guy that did the voice of Jack Skellington, he
Chris
was in.
Sarandon.
Yeah, wasn't he in Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking? Yeah. Prince Humperdinck.
He was also in Child's Play.
Right.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
What he looks like all through the ages. Look,
and
this
then
Humperdinck ass fool.
Yeah.
He can track a falcon on a cloudy day. He'll find you.
And then a bit of Tim Burton trivia. Well, not really Tim Burton trivia, but Nightmare Before Christmas trivia.
Yeah.
Danny Elfman did the singing voice of Jack Skellington, while he did the talking voice of Jack Skellington.
Because who wants to hear a Sarandon sing? Hey, just kidding. I got nothing against them. I don't even know why I said that.
Not to be mean, but I think that's like the trivia that you'll hear every time you walk into a Hot Topic looking at Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise.
He just read it off of a calendar he got at Hot Topic, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just if you looked at my room, it's just Hot Topic decorated. That's not true.
But yeah, pour one out for Oogie Boogie. Eat a bug.
Yep.
Yeah,
or rather, if you see a bug, don't squash it. Just let it go.
Maybe one day it'll be in a sack full of other bugs and make a boogeyman. Or something.
Yeah.
Hey, gambling boogeyman, I'll hang out with him.
Okay, here's a quick question. It being the spooky season, do you guys have any horror movies or TV shows that you're looking forward to watching during the spooky season?
Oh, there's a new Pet Cemetery.
Is there?
Coming out, I think, on Netflix just soon, or it just came out.
So, do you mean Salem's Lot? Because they had a
Do
Pet
I?
Cemetery not too long ago.
Maybe I meant Salem's Lot. Yeah, I did mean Salem's Lot. I did mean Salem's Lot. There's a new one coming out, right? Oh, it's a Max original. Salem's Lot. Release date. Is it out already? 5 days ago. Oh, because I'm in the image search, you guys. I don't even know what I'm doing. October 3rd. Yeah, it's out tomorrow. There's a new Salem's Lot for spooky season.
Nice.
Yeah. I knew what I was talking. I knew there was something coming. Thanks for helping me get there. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
I almost biffed it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. What about y'all's? And you in chat as well. Spooky season. What are you looking forward to watching?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a game that I might consider checking out that I saw the trailer for. The remake of Silent Hill 2.
Oh, nice.
Those are always good. The Silent Hill games are just so spooky.
And I'll be honest, I have never really played any of these Silent Hill games. I was more of a Resident Evil fan, but now that this remake is coming out, I'm curious to check it out. I think I could go for a good spookum game, because I did recently play through Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because after watching Alien Romulus, I was just hyped on Alien, so I just wanted some more. So I replayed it for the first time in a few years, and man, so fun and so like heart pounding. So if I could get something, and from what it looks like, Silent Hill 2 kind of looks more like atmospheric scariness, which I really dig. You know?
Yeah. There's a you'd like a game called Fatal Frame. Man, I could talk about. Maybe we talk about this in another Jolt episode, like spooky season games. But Fatal Frame's another one that's just absolutely terrifying. That's more atmospheric than it is anything else. Because you take pictures of ghosts. That's how you get rid of the ghosts. Yeah.
Sorry.
It sounds stupid. It sounds stupid.
I didn't mean to laugh just now.
No,
it just came out.
When as Mike knows, I have this buddy Ben, who throws horror movies and horror games at me, and some of them are crap because of the way he describes them. This was one that he was like, "Oh yeah, you take pictures of ghosts, and that's how you defeat them." And I thought, Luigi's Mansion. It's Fatal Frame.
I thought Luigi's Mansion and Pokemon Snap at the same time.
Yeah.
But no, I've heard of Fatal Frame. It's a pretty big series. It's and I've seen a bit of gameplay of it, and it is pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's one of those creepy games, and maybe we maybe for next week we all sit down and get some like creepy horror movies suggestions and shows and games. I would love to do that, like a show just dedicated to creepy horror movies and games and stuff. But
well, it is spooky season.
Yeah, me and the wife watched Hills Have Eyes last night. She did not enjoy that. Yeah, she did not like that. She doesn't do well with scary movies. She didn't like it.
That one weird as hell, man.
You gotta read the room and pick the right ones.
Well, I'm
Hills Have Eyes. Which one did you? The original one or the remake?
The remake, the newest one. The newest Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, that one's for the real freaks out there, man. From what I remember of it.
Yeah, it's got Claire from Lost in it, and yeah, it was just
creepy and weird and gross.
Yeah, well, I was like, I went on to Hulu and I was like, Huluween, and that was one of the ones that I was like, it didn't look like it was just going to be garbage. And I was like, let's watch this, because I've seen it before. And yeah, she didn't like it. I could tell she didn't like it.
Sometimes it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
Maybe tonight you should watch The Hills Have Eyes too.
No. No.
Fine.
No, I think tonight we're going to find something else to watch. Maybe we'll watch The Rings of Power.
Yeah, do it.
Maybe the hills
Good
have
one.
ears.
Or Nightmare Before Christmas. We could watch Nightmare Before Christmas. Haven't watched that one yet.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
You mean she's never seen that yet?
No. She's seen it, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Toker, if you want sci-fi in your horror, go for Event Horizon. Event Horizon.
Yes. Event Horizon is
Here you
such
go,
a...
Toker. If you haven't seen this one, this is what Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, Event Horizon, sci-fi horror, delicious. This one still creeps me out just to think about, and I think I only ever saw it one time.
So the synopsis, Toker. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, he knows.
One of his
okay,
faves. One of his faves. Okay, good.
Yeah, for everybody else who hasn't seen it, there's a deep space vessel that they send out, and it goes missing for years and years and years, and then it finally comes back, and Sam Neill and his crew, I think Ving Rhames is in it. Oh, no, that's Morpheus.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. I said it.
Yeah. Sorry
about my phone.
And basically they find a gateway to hell, and the ship brings back a portion of hell, and it is messed up and it is gory and scary. It's pretty awesome.
Some more sci-fi horror that come to mind would be
There's the Alien.
Of course, aliens, all the aliens. There's Nope by
Nope was really good.
There's the Quiet Place series. Those are really good. And then I guess this kind of counts as one, probably Annihilation. It's tough to think of it as horror. It's kind of just more unsettling, but there are scary parts in it. Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman.
Oh, I never saw that one. I heard that was good.
It's good.
This book, A Quiet Place, doesn't look that scary. Oh, that's not quite on screen, is it? Can you guys see
Nimrod. Yeah, those Dead Space movies are pretty great. They're animated, but they're pretty great.
Oh, speaking of which, Dead Space is one of the free PlayStation Plus Essential games.
Oh, hey-o! Nice.
I might have to give that a shot.
Yeah, nice. I need to download those for the month. Excellent. Well, there you go. Yeah, we could totally talk. If we do more episodes, more than one a month, we could totally do spooky games and movies and just dive into it. Probably closer to Halloween, you think?
Hey, Pallet. Yes, we could do that.
Hey, Pallet PC, thanks for joining us. Oh, also, there was this, just another brief thing announced by James Gunn, who is now in charge of the DC universe. They're doing an animated CGI puppet movie about Dick Grayson and Jason Todd in the Batman universe called Dynamic Duo. It's going to be an animated CGI and puppet movie. Okay? It sounds weird.
What?
Yeah. Jason Todd and Dick Grayson as animated CGI puppets in a movie. So cool.
Is it like Team America?
I'm trying so hard not to picture Team America when I think of it. But all that's come out, it's just James Gunn announced it. It's like a title screen and that's it, or a poster.
It does definitely sound like very mixed media.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to like, the Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, it's gonna be the studio that it's coming from. I think is doing pretty dope stuff, from what I've heard. I don't know really what they've done, but it seems like it could be pretty cool. So try not to picture Team America when you hear puppetry. But if they could get some sweet, it could be interesting. It could be interesting. Okay, to animate over some puppet action, it could be very interesting. I want to see Dick Grayson and Jason Todd puppets doing sweet fights.
I'm also maybe even thinking like sort of partially like how they did Robot Chicken.
Could be, yeah, it could be that kind of sort of.
But maybe a lot smoother and looks a lot better.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have some vision for it, so that at the very least sounds really interesting.
Part of the reshaping DC universe with James Gunn at the helm. That's all. That was that. Oh, and also another thing. I just wanted to shout out Simpsons Tapped Out. Oh, I can't even bring this up. Anyway, they're sunsetting The Simpsons Tapped Out. They're getting rid of the game after 12 years. If any of you have played that on your phones, if you ever tapped in Simpsons Town, Springfield, just so you know, they're phasing it out. I think by the end of the year, it's not going to be playable anymore. So, too bad, so sad for anybody who played that. It was a pretty big game for 12 years. It was pretty big. A lot of people played it.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it has nothing to do with Simpsons Tapped Out.
Fine.
Well, I apologize. We can circle back. I was going to say while we were on the spooky stuff.
Oh yeah.
How would you fellas like to go to a haunted house, and then we do a jolt about our experiences in the haunted house?
I got all this GoPro equipment that I'm just itching for an excuse to use. Do you think we can incorporate that somehow?
I do know the owners of Fear Factory, so maybe they would let us.
I thought you were talking about like an actual haunted house.
Oh, well, I mean, we could try, but I was talking about like, Spook Alley haunted house.
Oh, gotcha.
Stuff.
No, that's okay. You can do that.
You don't want to go?
No.
You said Fear Factory?
Yeah.
Not unless I have a date I can hold hands with. That's the only reason to go to a haunted house.
I'll go with you for the content. If they'll let me wear my GoPro, I'll go. I'll go for the content.
Okay. Well, I promised my kids and the wife that I would take them to a haunted house, and I thought it would be cool.
No, go with the family, group. And you can just give us.
We could do a big group
review.
Okay, well, all right.
I might. Well, let me know when you're going. I might go with you.
Okay.
If they'll let me GoPro. That's the only reason I want to do it, though. It's the only reason. I'm just being honest. honest.
Hey, as long as you're being honest.
They got a zombie bus?
Yeah, they've had that for years.
The hell is this?
It's pretty cool.
It's just a party bus that they do?
Yeah.
It's like
That's great.
And it's like the Applebee's where they serve $1 zombies.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Cool. Well, it is spooky season. Anything else we should cover in this episode, gentlemen? Or should we wrap it up? Oh wait, one more thing. This game came out. It's a base builder based in the Mars Attacks universe. It's like officially licensed Mars Attacks game. It's called Mars Attracts, and you just it's a base builder. It's a little park manager, and it looks hilarious. So shout out to this game. Also for spooky season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was just looking through. That's one of the links I put in the Discord for the month, okay? So there, it's covered. Link in the Discord, covered.
I wouldn't mind trying it. I like Jurassic Park Evolution.
I like a good park builder.
Yeah.
So wait, is the premise you're the Martians and you're making a park of people?
Yeah, it's all on Mars. You're building on Mars.
Oh,
Commanding visitors, environmental hazards, and the ever-looming threat of human escapes. So it's like a zoo for humans. It's like a human zoo park. Awesome.
Can we cover just like two last things?
Hell yeah.
Since we didn't get a whole lot into video game stuff.
Oh yeah, we didn't, did we?
So
yes.
It's it was been a big couple last weeks for Sony, where they announced the PlayStation 5 Pro, and yeah, that's the news basically. It's supposed to be just.
We should talk about the PS5 Pro.
A higher powered PS5, but for $700, and
damn.
Supposedly it'll be able to. So you know how a lot of the bigger games have sort of like you can run it in performance or what's the other mode, like I don't know, quality mode. where you can choose like, do you want like the best quality, resolution and graphics, but have a slightly lower frame rate, or do you want like the max frame rate you can get, but they have to like downscale the graphics a bit. Apparently, with this, you don't have to choose; it can be both.
Oh.
I normally play in performance mode because, I like just like a smooth picture. All the textures and resolution doesn't have to be perfect. Most of the time, I don't notice anyways. My eyesight's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people have been like raking it over the coals because it is $700. It is digital only. It has no disk drive.
Yeah, disk drive sold separately for what? Another?
Yes, you have to buy a separate one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have a horizontal stand.
Oh boy.
Which people were mad about too.
Yeah.
So it's all vertical?
Well, you can buy the stand, but that costs a separate thing. So they were saying like if you actually wanted the complete version, it's going to be more than $800. So.
Well, I mean, if they were to put out I had a Spider-Man PS4 Pro. If they were to put out a Spider-Man PS5 Pro, my dumbass would buy it. So, I mean, they know what they're doing.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure down the line they'll have big bundle deals and stuff. But they're putting out just before Christmas, so it's not going to happen between now and then. But yeah, people are confused about why they're doing it. They say like this is like the time that they have to do it because usually when they put out like these like 0.5 iterations of consoles, it's usually just for like a cash boost because at this point and this price, like they'd be able to sell it for profit.
Yeah.
Because usually consoles when they first launch, they sell it at a loss. It costs more to make the thing than what they're charging for it. But they do that so that they get you into their ecosystem. They make money off of licensing games. They make money from their online storefront. That's kind of the goal, is just to get as many boxes and homes as possible. But with this, now they're able to make it for cheaper, slightly more powerful. And with that price point, they're actually selling it for profit. Who knows how much the profit? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I can attest to that because I was working at a rather large gaming store.
GameStop.
Yeah, I was working at GameStop. When
what do they say, software, etc.
No. I was working at GameStop when the PS5 came out, and they were at a loss because they just couldn't put consoles in stores. That was the big thing. Was people wanted them, but we weren't getting consoles in stores, and because it was COVID and all that. So yeah, I mean, they were at a loss. So they're trying to recoup their losses from when the console came out. So I understand that. I don't know. My dumbass will probably buy one in a couple of years.
Yeah, and the conjecture is they have to do it now because at some point they gotta start drumming up the PS6 eventually, and so
are we talking about the PS6 already? Too soon.
But I mean, if you imagine this as if you imagine this as like the halfway point of PS5, then it makes sense.
Yeesh. Yeah, I guess, huh?
But yeah, I guess I would get one if my current PS5 like up and died. I mean, I guess I might as well. I'm sure it'll come down in price eventually, but it's not something that I'm particularly like want or need. I think my PS5 currently does all right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mine as well.
You know,
I upgraded last Christmas. I bought the original launch edition a few Christmases ago, and then I bought the Slim last Christmas. I bought one for me, and I bought one for my boys, and upgraded there. But I'm okay. It works fine. It doesn't sound like a jet engine taking off, and so until it does.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's like, it's plus we're getting to the point in like graphic fidelity where just those like slight modifications, those slight upgrades, they don't make that huge of a difference.
Right.
I guess really what it comes down to is achieving that high fidelity while keeping 60 FPS. Without your machine blowing up.
Yeah.
But there are a lot more things I'm looking forward to that I want to buy, like the next Switch, and then I'm also pondering maybe perhaps getting a Steam Deck.
Thought about one of those for the portability. Seems kind of nice.
Yeah, for the portability, and just also the fact that it's kind of just like a pre-built PC that runs most modern PC games that I can, kind of like a Switch, I could just I'll be able to dock it at my desk so I can play, keyboard and mouse games, and then take it to my living room so I can play kind of more action games with a controller.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, my baby brother, he got one of, I forget what it's called now. It's basically a Switch, but it's for PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah.
And it's about yay big. It's about the size of a Switch.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 portable. But but for that's not a console. You still need a PS5 to use that, right?
Right. And the PS5 has to be on. Well, it turns the PS5 on at home.
Is it the PlayStation Portal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the Portal.
Yeah.
And my baby brother takes that around with him all over the place, and I got to play Madden on it, and it was just amazing.
You know what else? Right before these came out, the Portals, I bought one of these, which is just it plugs your cell phone in here on this end, goes into your cell phone. They make them for iPhone or for Android.
Yeah, the backbone. Yeah,
you can use the PlayStation app to remote into your PlayStation and play games on it, and it works pretty damn well. I was doing it for some mobile on-the-go gaming for a while there, and it's pretty handy.
How's for both that and the Portal that your brother uses? How's the latency on that? Is there noticeable delay in inputs?
None as far. Yeah, I didn't notice any as far as the Portal went. It really seemed like I was playing a game on a Switch. There didn't seem to be any lag, any latency, anything like that. Like I said, I was only playing Madden.
But
yeah.
all it takes is for your PlayStation to be on and connected to your network.
Yeah.
Right.
And you could just go down the street to a coffee shop, connect to their Wi-Fi, and play.
Yeah. So where we were playing was at my parents' house, and my parents live about a mile down the road from my brother's house. So I mean, we weren't too terribly far. But I imagine that if he was here with me, which is, 30 miles away, we probably would get the same latency.
Oh yeah, I wasn't talking about distance. I just meant because I don't think because when that came out, I wasn't quite sure about the messaging. It seemed like you had to be on the same network in order for that to work.
No.
Okay.
I would imagine that was the Portal, but with the way I was doing it with my phone, I didn't have to be on the same network.
Because with that, I was just like, so what's the point? Why would I play my PlayStation in a different room?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the only scenario I can think of is just if you have a partner or you have kids that want to use the TV, and you're just like, okay, I'll just go in the next room with my Portal.
Yeah, and they can switch to whatever they want. Yeah, no, yeah, we were down the street. He was on my parents' Wi-Fi, and his PlayStation was on his Wi-Fi, and it was great. My brother-in-law was playing for hours and hours. We had a little mini family reunion for my sister's twin's birthday a few weeks ago, and that was when everybody was playing the Portal and passing it around, and that's when I got a shot at it. And I got to tell you, I kind of want one.
Portal.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that what were we talking about before? Oh yeah, Steam Deck. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. The Steam Deck is like, I mean, it's not. It doesn't, cast from a box. Like the Steam Deck is literally the console. It's like a miniature game computer. I think I definitely kind of like that rather than just like getting a new PC, to be honest. Because the new PCs are just,
So
for the latest and greatest, it's a lot of money for something that I'm not sure I'd use all that often. But if I had the option to like basically take it to the living room and play a different types of games with my Steam library, I think that's ideal, at least for the way I play.
It's not like the Portal,
No.
so you don't have to have your PC on. It's an actual console in and of itself, like a Switch.
Yeah.
But it has your Steam library. I mean, what? Because it's got Control up there, and I know Control is like a big graphics reliant game. Would I be able to play heavy graphics games on that?
That's what I'm told with the Steam Deck. I have a coworker who has one, and he says he loves it. They definitely when you go through Steam, they definitely have like a tag that says like optimized for Steam Deck, and so
Okay.
From what I can tell, like Steam Decks are pretty heavy hitting when it comes to like processing and GPU, but it's still not going to be as powerful as like a box PC.
Right.
But it's still pretty good. Like it'll play like most any game, but be able to just like downscale it enough that it can run on.
Okay. Because the game I'm thinking of off the top of my head is, I don't know if you guys ever played The Medium, which is going to be a game that I talk about with the spooky games. But like, I don't know if the Steam Deck would be able to handle that, because even my PS5 starts wheezing when I play that game.
Yeah, the drawback.
The
drawbacks that I know with the Steam Deck, which makes it like that I'm not 100% on board with it, are, it's like a PC, so it's going to be cranking. I'm going to be really hot when you're playing really graphic intensive games, and then also like when you're playing in portable mode, I hear the battery is just like nothing. Like if you're playing it somewhere, like you got to find an outlet to plug it in.
It's like the Sega Game Gear.
Yeah. It looks like a Game Gear too, huh?
And yeah, it does. It really does. It reminds me of my Game Gear that I had back in the early 90s. Sega Game Gear.
Oh, no, not shopping. Oh, yeah, Sega Game Gear. We remember it. We loved it.
Yep, I had one.
Hey, man, it was color. It was portable and it was color.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I had Earthworm Jim on that thing. I loved that game.
Earthworm Jim, classic.
I call that RFK Junior Simulator.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Excellent. Topical. Love it. Anything else to cover this week, gentlemen?
I think this is the last thing, and we can go through them really quickly. And let me post the link in the Discord for you is just a bunch of PS5 games, because I know we're PS5 heads here.
Oh yeah.
That were announced. And we don't have to go through all of them. We just go through the big ones. The big one was, of course, Ghost of Yote.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Ghost of Tsushima 2, basically. But this one is takes place 300 years after the time of Jin. So we have a new protagonist. Don't know her name yet, but she looks pretty awesome. She's a Ronin of some sort. She's like a traveling musician. She's got one of those. I don't know what they're called, but those like Japanese string instruments. But yeah, so it's like 300 years later. I guess it's taking place more closer to like colonial times, because they're using. It looks like they're using rifles. Like musket.
Should be some firearms in this one.
So like it gave me vibes of Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4, where you're primarily fighting with like melee weapons, but once in a while you can just grab a rifle, and since it's like a one shot, you just grab it, fire it, and just like throw it at your enemies.
Yeah. Should be good. Tsushima was so great.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
And I looked at Yote on Google Maps, and that's in the north. That's like on the northern island.
It's Hokkaido now, yeah.
So yeah, different setting. That mountain looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
They announced a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, the original.
Ooh, yes. Excellent.
And I've got to admit, it looks pretty good. It looks sick.
It's a damn fine game. Oh, whoops, sorry.
And I'd like it to be free, but if you already own the PS4 version, then the upgrade for the remaster is $10.
Oh, sweet.
So if you own it and already played it, then it'll be $10 for that visual upgrade. I didn't hear. Well, actually, no. The other thing was that they re-recorded a lot of the dialogue.
Yeah, and the mocap.
As well as the mocap, because that was a big complaint about the first game. Is it looked like the people, like all the conversations you had were like they looked very mechanical, like they were
move much.
like they were animatronics on a ride. But apparently they've made improvements.
Totally.
So that's cool.
What else? Monster Hunter Wilds.
Monster Hunter Wilds. You excited for that one, Mike? I know you were really big into Worlds.
It was good. Is this like the sequel to that?
That's what it seems to be. Nice. This is like a full AAA sequel because most of the Monster Hunter games that I've known of are like handheld games, like on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Ones, but this one looks like it looks pretty much like a sequel to Worlds.
Excellent. I know some fellas that'll be excited about that.
Let's see, Astrobot DLC. Astrobot came out, was a big hit.
Yeah.
I definitely want to play that one because I love 3D platformer games, and people have just been singing the praises of this. So
yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good. I've heard good things.
Once I get the time, I definitely want to play it.
Well, they came out with a free version of it with every PS5 that you bought in the very beginning. Not this one, but like a little Astrobot platformer. And it was adorable and fun, and it reminded me a lot of like early Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers, maybe Sonic, stuff like
Crash
that.
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. There you go.
Yeah, jump and run games. You jump and run.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You jump and run and collect stuff, and that was like a tech demo that first came out with PS5. You could like go through it like in about an hour, but this is a full-fledged game because they gave the studio just like, hey, make us a full game. This is fun.
Yeah.
And apparently it's full of just like a bunch of Sony Easter eggs.
Nice.
Because like in Mario, I guess you collect stars, but in this you collect your little robot buddies, and a lot of them are dressed up as like Sony characters.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Nice.
So you can collect Nathan Drake Let's see. Midnight Walk, Hell is Us. Lots of just little ones. Power World coming out on PS5, new Metro game. But no, I think those were all the big ones we went through that were announced.
Yeah.
Let you guys see any on this list.
Well, and the whole article is there in the Discord. If you want to see the full list yourself, feel free to join the Discord. There's a link in the description for it. Click the link and join us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Well, how's that for a jolt? Anything else? Did we miss anything? I think that covers us.
I've got a Utah Hockey Club game to watch.
Oh, yeah. Matt wants to get to the hockey game. Let's get out of here. Let's wrap it up. Let's try to do another one in less than a month this time, fellas. What do you say? Less than a month?
I don't know.
Yes.
I think I might get married and be gone for 2 weeks after I get COVID.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's all Matt's fault. Everything's Matt's fault. Nah, we'll try to do one sooner than a month from now. But you can join us in the Discord in the meantime. It's right here on the screen. There's a link in the description for it. It's just a chat room. It's where we chat. We post articles there. You can talk about the articles between shows. And then we'll talk about them on the show. And you can join us in the chat there. Chat here, chat there, chat everywhere. Chat. That's all. Let's hear final thoughts. Matt, you got a final thought for us?
Yeah, I'd like to do another show next week.
Okay. Well, let's make it happen. AC Gamer, thoughts for us?
Maybe we could talk about Utah Hockey Club.
That'll tell us how that game went next time.
I would love to talk about Utah Hockey Club.
Surprised it's a sports show now, too.
Let's all be bandwaggers and be on the Utah Hockey Club.
Entertainment news. Yeah, Sports is entertainment.
It's true. And then other than that, I love you.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.